let's go on to Raw from July 19th, Monday, which Robert says he watched.
I
Woo!
actually watched a Raw episode.
Yeah.
This is
Oh
the
my
first.
God. How did you do
This is
it?
the
How did you
first
get through it?
episode. I don't know. This was the first episode of Raw that I've watched in full since the Raw right before WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's been that long.
Yeah. I
Damn.
understand. Trust me, I understand.
All right. Well, listen, the first segment wasn't that bad. It started out with Cody coming out to
That's right.
challenge Brock Lesnar for a third match, a rubber match, I guess, at SummerSlam. And he says he's not going to leave till he gets an answer. Lesnar initially doesn't come out, but right when Cody's about to leave out the back, that's when Lesnar, I guess, appears in the back. They fight off camera. Brock then beats up Cody in front of his mother at ringside before he accepts the challenge for the match at SummerSlam. So, thumbs up for me on this one. Vlad?
Oh, definite thumbs up on this. This was
Okay.
a really
All
good
right. So,
segment.
Raw doesn't suck so bad then, does it, huh?
Okay, but how long was this segment, and how long was the show? And how long is the show? You know. So yes, this was a good segment. I'll be really quick. Good segment. Got the point across. Everything was really well done. Cody was cutting an emotional promo to start because he was, I think, at home, right in Georgia. So he was, I think, emotional that his mom was right there, and I think that added to the heel and the heat that they wanted to get Brock Lesnar to get when he attacked them. So well done across the board. They did everything they needed to do to get the program over. So good job.
All right, Robert, how about you? Give us an assessment of
It's
this
cool.
opening segment.
Great segment. But just personally, like after their SummerSlam match, whenever that is, I kind of want the feud to just end. I
Yeah,
want Cody to move on to like a different feud, different angle, because I think it's gone on for quite a while already. So,
yeah, yeah. I think
but just but this segment on its own was pretty cool. I liked it.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll probably have more chances to talk about where they can go with Cody from here, or, I'm sure he'll get distracted by something else, but, it's just a matter of what it's going to be. Moving along, Rhea Ripley had an altercation with Raquel and Liv Morgan in the back, and this injured Raquel Rodriguez ahead of their tag team title defense, and Rhea just kind of butted in on their interview just to mess with them. She's been kind of at odds with everybody, and she's kind of trying to run roughshod and show she's, the boss of all the women and all the men, basically. But so this comes back later. I'll put it on hold, but I'll jump to the Judgment Day promo next because Rhea joined her other Judgment Day members and marched to the ring to cut promos. And as the crowd was booing Dominic Mysterio,
Dirty
mercilessly,
Dom.
yes, Dirty Dom, excuse me, Sammy and KO, music hits, and they get on the Judgment Day's case just to be baby faces, and this leads to them making a match for the tag team titles on this very night against Damian and Dominic later on. So, um, moving along though. So the tag title match that we mentioned earlier, Raquel and Liv Morgan. They're going to defend against Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. The doctors had to check on Raquel. They cleared her to wrestle, even though she was visibly hobbled. So I was kind of surprised at this booking, but Chelsea and Sonya did win, and they are the new tag team champions. I thought they were just gonna like use the injury angle to make Raquel look good, and that she defended even though she was injured against the likes of Sonya and Chelsea. But I guess they've actually liked Chelsea Green since she's come back. I thought she's been really good. I was talking to Vlad about how I've been impressed with her. She actually, amuses me, and she looks great. So I like this booking, and I guess it's gonna set up Rhea versus Raquel, which is also kind of good. So any thoughts on overall, Vlad? I guess if you want to say anything about Sonya and Chelsea, or Rhea and Raquel coming up possibly.
I mean, I think yeah, two things. The Raquel Rhea, I'll start there. I think that's why they took the titles up, tag team titles off them. They want to build that feud. I think that might be. I'm assuming the SummerSlam match. Since I don't think Rhea has an opponent now, right? No, so I think that probably will be it, and it's gonna be a good one. Those are, I think both are pretty good, good workers, and Rhea's one of the best in the world. But so it's only going to benefit Raquel to be in the ring with her in this type of feud in a pretty big. SummerSlam is one of the big premium live events, historically. So we'll see. As far as the tag titles, I mean, I did like that. That it went. I think both Sonya and what's God, what is her first name?
Chelsea Green, or
Chelsea.
as the ring announcer says it. I'm not gonna do it. Do you guys notice that every time they announce her name, how they say her name?
No,
No,
They don't
I don't
say
know.
it.
I
You
don't.
don't. You guys. I'm the only one who recognize. Like the ring announcer always says it the same way every time. She goes Chelsea Green. You guys don't
Oh
notice
No, I
that?
didn't notice that at all.
I did not. I probably forward through the announcing when they come out, so I never really hear that. But I like them both. And I think that, it's good to have like heels sometimes as the champion. Plus, like really, what were Raquel and Liv doing with the belts? Not much. So this is all fine for me.
All right, Robert. You got any comments about this?
Yeah. So that kick to the leg that Rhea did on Raquel, that's one very overpowered leg kick. She should establish that as a part of her moveset in her matches if it's that strong to injure her opponent's leg.
Yeah, especially
But yeah,
considering it didn't even look like it was close to have landed. Like I guess the
you're
wind from
right.
like she blew the air like of the wind and it kind of just hit her
I'm
knee.
saying, man, it's a overpowered technique. You got to utilize that in matches from now on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do remember that Rhea Ripley and Raquel had a feud when they were both still in NXT. So I guess they're yeah. Oh,
Robert, you would
do
know
you?
that.
Oh, okay. I guess
No,
I'm
I don't know
looking
that.
for
I was not
yeah
watching that closely at that point. I didn't know that.
yeah
That's an interesting fact though.
yeah. So
I
they
would
did
like to
have
go
a
back and
rivalry in
watch that.
yeah yeah they did have a rivalry in NXT. I don't know if it's gonna be brought up during their feud on Raw, but we'll see. But there is history there, but I am looking forward to see how that progresses. But in NXT, like Raquel was, they they made her appear like as like one of the very few women that look like as far as like physical attributes that can actually match Rhea Ripley.
Right.
In
That makes sense.
NXT, they made her appear that way. I don't know if they're gonna do the same here on the main roster. We'll see.
All right, cool. All right, so let's move on to what was a interview that Seth Rollins was doing with somebody, like a sit down interview.
What was
And
he wearing?
well, yeah, every time with that. But okay. So Finn Balor interrupts the interview, gets in Seth's face, all serious, and he says it's not over between them, and he wants another match, and that he wants to do what Seth Rollins did to him, which is basically hurt him, take his title, laugh at him, and alter the course of his career. I'm like, okay, that's some serious goals right there. I thought it was a nice serious moment actually, to be honest.
Yeah.
And this ended up with Finn Balor attacking Rollins and leaving him laying there. So I can't. I'm not gonna say anything bad about this segment. I thought it was the best thing that they've done in their whole feud. Anybody have a
Okay.
comment about this?
Yeah. Real quick.
That's cool.
I'm not gonna say a lot about it either. But yeah, it was serious. It was not any of that Seth Rollins nonsense that usually goes into his segments where they're singing and humming the theme and whatever have
Yeah,
you. And
yeah,
this was a
exactly.
serious moment,
Yes.
and I liked it. It was good. They were. It's supposed to be they're fighting for the title, and they have a supposedly personal history and some hatred. It's not supposed to be fun and games. It's supposed to be serious if that's the case. So I liked it.
Robert.
I thought it was really cool. Well shot too. They chose some really good camera angles. They made it look pretty intense, so I loved it.
All right, we're getting some good,
Loved it.
seemingly good reviews for Raw here today. Let's but let's move along.
I
Uh,
see. I told you I enjoyed it more than I expected it to.
yeah, it's usually got at least something. Like, yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be
Yeah.
amazing all the way through, but it's usually got something that was like, all right, it was worth seeing at least. So the main event was the tag title match that they set up earlier with Sammy and KO against Damian and Dominic Mysterio. Finn Balor from the Judgment Day got taken out by Rollins as a continuation of this little angle that they've been doing. So he's gone, and then Rhea in the middle of the match gets taken out by Liv Morgan, who comes back. She's pissed off at the whole Raquel getting injured thing and them losing their titles. So she's gone too. Damien and Dominic are left alone to their own devices, so that's not enough. And Sammy and KO retain. Vlad was messaging me, Robert, during this match, saying that he was hoping Sammy and KO's reign would end here because he just hasn't been feeling it.
Hmm. Okay.
Vlad?
Oh, well, this is my turn.
Yeah,
No,
well,
yeah, I haven't really been feeling their title. Since they won the titles at WrestleMania,
well,
I
what do
think
you
they.
want them to do? What exactly would they be doing? They're
Well,
just defending
the
it.
thing is,
They're champions.
everything was going well for them when they were feuding with the Bloodline and the Usos and
Hmm.
the Roman and so with the whole Bloodline stuff. When they were involved in that, that was great. Since then, they've been in like these weird angles with Kevin Owens kind of acting like like he's insane or something. Like he just like has
He's got
anger
a short
issues or
fuse,
something.
yeah,
Short
short
fuse.
fuse.
All of a sudden, this guy has a short
Maybe he
fuse, and
started
it's like
smoking cigarettes. He needs a
it
cigarette
just
real bad or something.
yeah, like he has looking like he has really high blood pressure. He needs to take it. He needs to take it easy, you know. But anyways, I don't know. They haven't really done anything of interest to me as the champions. They're just kind of like boring baby faces, to be
Well,
honest. And
let's hear Robert's opinion about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Well, I don't think I wanted to see them lose, but I do think they've lost a lot of momentum that they had when they were still feuding with the Bloodline. Um, yeah, I think the right team won, I guess.
Yes, because in the
It
sense.
wasn't
Sorry,
the
I'll let Robert finish. Sorry, Robert. Go
yeah,
ahead.
it wasn't time for Damien and Dirty Dom to get the
Yeah.
tag team championships just yet. Um, Plus, like I think the focus for Damien especially is to at some point cash in that briefcase, and then well, spoiler alert, something happens for Dirty Dom the next day. But we can get to that later.
Yeah, I'll get to that actually coming up next. But before we get to that, I will just mention that I think unfortunately in wrestling sometimes you have to just do the right thing even if it's boring. And uh, Sammy and KO they took a long time to fight for those undisputed tag team titles. So
Sure.
they just shouldn't. It's just for that mere fact they should just get a run with it and just let them defend it for a while. Just give them like a number of months. I don't know. Name a number of months. 9 months, 12 months,
I,
whatever it is. Sorry. Just because when they lose, it has to be a big deal. It has to be a bigger deal than losing to on Raw in a match that just got made at the beginning of the show. So,
I agree.
I mean, I
That's
will
fair.
agree with you that yeah, babyface runs sometimes fall flat, but it's just something that needs to happen, in my opinion. As a Malapert Smark and somebody who judges these wrestling shows as a fictitious written
But
storyline, I
but there's
think
nothing they could do for them. There's no angle they could put them in that could make it kind of interesting. They could feud with somebody. They're just coming out and acting kind of goofy, and that's pretty much them. I mean, they're quality workers, so it's not
well they
about the
beat the
work.
Judgment Day. Didn't they beat
Oh,
the what Imperium
yes,
too the other day? They've been having matches. I mean, you don't want to
yeah,
put
but
them up
it's
against somebody that's like too good to make them lose. They got to get a little run here. So, I don't know.
all right.
I mean,
I
yeah,
guess we'll
you're
see.
right. They could maybe come up with some tag teams, but what tag teams are really out there in WWE? That's kind of another issue. But okay.
Mm, fair
Uh,
point.
well, look, before we move on to NXT, since you guys actually watched Raw, I know even with the 3 hours and oh, here's some stuff I didn't mention, the non-mentionables. Um, Gunther beat Riddle for the Intercontinental title. Viking Raiders against Alpha Academy in a Viking rules match.
God.
Shayna and Ronda had a promo battle, and Champa and Shinsuke Nakamura got involved with something. I don't really want to get into. And Becky Lynch and Trish and Zoe were also on Miz TV, and
Right.
Becky Lynch wants another match with Trish, and I guess she'll get it, but she has to tattoo "Thank you, Trish" on her chest if she loses, right? Or she has to beat Zoe, and then if she beats Trish, she has to get a tattoo. So
or she has to get down on her knees and say thank you, Trish, or
yeah,
something
well
like
that
that.
too, but that's not as bad as getting a tattoo. But
Oh,
okay.
I don't remember hearing the tattoo part.
Yeah,
Okay.
she agreed to that too. She's
Yeah,
like, okay,
yeah, that
done
happened.
deal. All right, whatever. Okay, so I think that kind of gives away the ending there, but whatever. All right, so with
Hmm.
all that stuff, Robert, that we mentioned that were like kind of, stuff we don't even need to really get into that much, we saw some good segments too. How about a grade for WWE Raw, the way we do for Dynamite?
You know? Well, before I give the letter grade, because you did mention the Gunther versus Matt Riddle match, I
Uh-huh.
do want to say that I actually enjoyed that match more than
Mm-hmm.
the previous match that they had in what was it, Money in the Bank, or I forgot when, or Night of Champions. I forgot. They had a match
Right.
just
They
recently.
did. Yeah, I can't remember.
But I think the match they just had on this the match that they had on this past Raw, I thought was actually better. Um,
Yeah,
I'll give
it
it a
was a good
B.
match, just predictable to me. I didn't, expect Riddle to win. But anyways,
Say I don't know, B minus. I'll give B minus.
B minus, huh? Not a bad grade.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, not a
Surprising.
bad grade.
How about Vlad? I think you're gonna give it somewhere in the C's.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, yes, the stuff that we talked about specifically were good, right? It was pretty good stuff for the most part. Like we don't have too many complaints about them, but the stuff that's bad is just bad. Like that Vikings match, whatever that was. I mean, there was like it's a
What
3 hour show, so like maybe an hour.
what exactly were the rules to that match? I had no
But
idea.
I guess
God, I didn't
it's
watch it.
basically yeah, I don't really know, but I guess it's like a no DQ match. I don't know,
Okay.
but I don't know. There's so much bad too. So maybe like an hour was good, but or maybe an hour and I don't know. Could an hour and a half be good? Could half of it be good? I don't know. It's hard to say. But
All right, Vlad, come on, just give it a gut feeling grade.
gut
For
feeling grade to not prolong the process, I'll give it like a C.
okay, I'll give it a C plus. How about that? C,
Oh wow.
C plus and B minus. I didn't think it was that groundbreaking to give it a B minus, but it wasn't bad. All right,
Right.
let's move along. We got